Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with episode 8 in the Jethro Tull Super Deluxe Edition series. Oh, this is a good one for me. Minstrel in the Gallery. I bought this, I swapped it for, I bought a Cheap Trick album, which I didn't like, which I do now, kids. And I went to Eddington's Rare Records in Birmingham and said, someone bought me this for a present and I don't like it. Can I swap it for something else? I made up some story. I bought it myself. And they went, okay then, but we're only going to give you X for it. So it had to be a second-hand album. And I bought Minstrel in the Gallery on vinyl. And before this, I only knew Aqualung. I just fell in love with it. The title track, with its kind of unexpected beginning, turns into almost a full-on metal track. Although the rest of the album doesn't follow that route, well, it does in places, I guess. The whole package, I just absorbed it. I really did. And this was the album that made me really appreciate, I know it took me this long to appreciate what a great lyricist and observational storyteller Anson is. Anyway, let's dive in and have a look inside. Minstrel in the Gallery, which I did have on vinyl. And this is one of my, well, shall I say it? Outside of Broadsword of the Beast, which I hope they continue with this series, which I believe they will, this is my favourite Jethro Tull album. And the first CD version I bought was from 2002. And as I said before, the CD booklets had started to evolve by this time. Mainly the lyrics and a little introduction by Ian, but again it was a bit more than the early ones with Stand Up, etc. and Benefit. However, what we all wanted to see, and we did, was Minstrel in the Gallery given the deluxe treatment. Remixed to 5.1 surround by Stephen Wilson, the Palais des Sports concert from Paris in 1975, also mixed to 5.1 as well. And this came out in 2015, and I think it's quite hard to find now. You had the new Steve Wilson mix with associated tracks, Live at Palais, DVD, was also in 5.1 and plus a flat transfer, so you've got the original album as it was as well. But this was the one I really looked forward to, and it did not disappoint. See those little marks there, like the Brownings, as if like the album's been left in a place where the humidity's too high. They just mimicked everything to give it this kind of look. It really is fantastic. The credits of what's in there, and then again you've got the story behind the album, personal photographs, outtake photographs, orchestral score, the story, what was going on. There's the gatefold, the original, it's not a gatefold, was it, but pictures from the time, which influenced the album. Again, look at the stage gear this band had. Again, 1975, in their element, the height of their powers, without a doubt. I mean, even the cello looks got the stripy effect of his clothes there. It's just brilliant, isn't it? Oh, what a, I just love this. This is obviously, I say, one of my favourite albums. And you've got track by track analysis, then the lyrics, which mimics the inner vinyl sleeve. And you've got this, which was recorded at Morgan Studios, and how it was recorded using the mobile studio. A full story, contemporary pictures from the time. Pete Smith in 2014, how it's recorded, some great pictures there of the band dressed up. The road crew even give a little bit of get involved, talking about what it's like being on tour with the band. And the fact they've spoken to all these people. Then you've got the tour, some cuttings from the time. And again, another string quartet, and they've spoken to the string quartet and say what was it like being with Jethro Tull back in those days. It's just great stuff. And Ian Anderson, what a front man. What a front man. And again, they've spoken to the musicians for the time. And Stephen Wilson talks about what it was like to record, to remix it. And also Jacko Jasinski, I'm sorry if I can't pronounce your name correctly, he did the live 5.1 mix. And we finish off with the 2 discs at the back. So that one is one of my favourites, and I think it's just superb, Minstrel in the Gallery. So that's Minstrel in the Gallery, and this one from 1975 is one of my top Jethro Tull albums. I don't know where it fits in the canon of other people's views on this, but for me, Minstrel in the Gallery is a great rock song. Cold Wind in Valhalla, oh, what a track. Black Satin Dancer, you know, superb. But the track that absolutely does it for me is Baker Street Muse. It's an epic song of epic proportions, mainly acoustic, full of lyrics, packed full of lyrics. And the lyrics remind me, I can almost visualise the secretaries in the office and the London buses and the hustle and bustle of city life and working in an office. I just, that track to me is one of the best Jethro Tull moments for me. And at the time, it wasn't the kind of thing that I would have literally thought about or gone for. But over the years, actually when I first heard it, I knew it just connected with me. It really did. But every track, right through to Grace, the last track, is just superb. And I just think it's one of his finest moments, that. So again, I don't know, I haven't done research to see how much these are on eBay or anything, because I don't want to kind of quote prices, but this one is quite hard to find as well. But if you think, oh, but you've never heard it, stream it or just get the normal CD. Seriously, I think this is one of the Jethro Tull's undiscovered gems, because I know it doesn't get mentioned that often, but I think it's got everything for us. If you're into hard rock, the folk stuff, it's the right mixture. And I just think, as I said earlier, I think lyrically, the storytelling is what Ian Anderson is. He doesn't really sing from personal experience, so he kind of just tells stories, observational. But that Baker Street Muse, give it a listen, and if you kind of person go, give it another listen. I think you'll be surprised. I really do. So I've got to prepare now for episode 9. Well, I shall be looking at this one, Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die, which is another lost gem in the Jethro Tull canon. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that little bell. And thank you to Clive, Jogi and Chris and all my patrons, wherever you are around the world, for all your support that you're giving me. It really is helping me to do more of this, and I'm absolutely loving it as well. And it's great to have all your comments and emails, and also for those of you who are bouncing over onto the Facebook private group as well while there are still spaces. So stay safe, keep spinning those records. I really mean what I'm saying here, and I shall see you on my next video.